For This Week in Washington, I'm Brian Darling. The Supreme Court nomination, another bank bailout, and a new entitlement program are the big issues this week in Washington. President Obama, when he was a senator in 2006, stated during a filibuster on the nomination of Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito that, "I believe firmly that the Constitution calls for the Senate to advise and consent. I believe it calls for meaningful advice and consent that includes an examination of a judge's philosophy, ideology, and record. Conservatives agree with Senator Obama of 2006 and hope that President Obama's nominee to replace retiring Justice David Souter in the Supreme Court receives a detailed examination of his or her judicial philosophy and record." The Department of Treasury has conducted stress tests on 19 of the nation's largest banks as part of the Troubled Assets Relief Program, TARP. The purported reason for these tests was to analyze the capital needs and balance sheets of banks with significant assets. Conservatives are deeply concerned that Secretary Geithner, Chairman of the Federal Reserve Ben Bernanke, and President Obama seem all too eager to use government intimidation to give money to large banks while at the same time forbidding many of these same banks from paying back TARP monies. President Obama's recent plan to transform the structure of higher education financial aid would create yet another entitlement program. The practical effect of the proposed change would be to make the U.S. Department of Education a monopoly in the student aid loan industry. Taxpayers should demand to know how the administration can justify creating another entitlement program that will inevitably expand over the next few years in the face of a historically high federal deficit. For more information, log on to humanevents.com and read Legislative Lowdown. I'm Brian Darling, and that's This Week in Washington. For more information, log on to heritage.org and stay tuned next week for more news and information.